Hello there, everybody. It is me, No Name of 774, back with Waves 2 as Great Britain, where we find out what happens when you can only build ships with one caliber gun on them. This is my first recording of Waves 2 after I have tried 3. Should be noted, I have been meaning to do another one of these for a couple days, but just, kept kind of canceling the recording, so I guess part of that is speaking to 3 being blatantly better than 2, and part of that is speaking to me not wanting to have to disband all the air groups. I feel like you can guess which one's the more important factor. Oh, God. So, what I'm going to do is... Oh, poor air groups on Vengeance. They got wrecked. So Andromeda's group is getting disbanded. Okay, Argus has apparently returned to service. I think they got her done a little early. So I think it was, Audacious and Furious's groups, which came from reserve, and both of them will be moved back to reserve. I think it was mostly these, these groups which kind of came from reserve. Your groups will be moved to reserve. I think your groups will be removed to reserve. And then Eagles will probably be moved to reserve. Pegasuses will also be moved to reserve, and I think that the rest of these two will be moved to reserve. Actually, yeah, no, Unicorns groups will be moved to reserve, and then the rest of these will be disbanded. I'll move those 2 groups, Unglorious, to reserve and disband the other 2. Alright, I'll disband the groups Unvenerable and Vengeance. Some Vengeance's aircraft did okay, but like, poor Vengeance aircraft. Poor aircraft on that ship. Alright, so all the ones here with carrier experience will be disbanded. To start out. Because these would have been put on 2 carriers. Or some of my carriers. Okay, so you guys, yes. Disband. Yes, disband all those. Disband all those. I think it'll be easier if I do this. I'm just going to disband everything at Guantanamo. Look at that, I'm getting our money back now. Okay, so I think what's at Portland is going to be moved to reserve. These 2 will be moved to reserve at St. John. I think the rest of these... Yeah, I'll move a couple of these additional flying boat units to reserve and disband the rest. This is actual money I'm having again. Okay, Okay, that one I'll move to reserve. Oh, don't do that. Disband. Hey, look at that. I actually have some money again. Ship's under construction, so I'm gonna go normal construction pace now on refitting Melampus. Um, I'll resume ships like that, and yeah, I can really start. Well, actually, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send in conquests for the same rebuild that Melampus is getting, where I'm putting SAMs on these cruisers. Everything on the North American East Coast gotta return to Northern Europe. And the Caribbean has gotta return to Northern Europe. Also, I guess I got a free alliance with Japan out of this too. You get mothballed, you get mothballed. Move ships to Northern Europe. Move ships to Northern Europe. I feel like these old VB class AVs are just not useful at all anymore. Um, yeah, everything just kind of has float planes on it now. I don't think there's a point to operating these anymore. Part of me wants to, I'll leave them mothballed so that they're kind of like future museum ship possibilities. Because I'm close to the end of the game, I'll take the small hit to cost that those provide, or that those cause. Okay, go back to Northern Europe. Andromeda can be mothballed. Move ships to Northern Europe. Okay, is that one carrier which got damaged in battle repairing? Gibraltar. No, she's not. Okay, good. So we can immediately reserve the Maltas. Um, as well as Argus. I'll consider whether to reserve or mothball Argus in the end. The Derwents should all be mothballed, actually, as well as all these. I'm gonna mothball those two. Move ships back to Northern Europe. Move ships back to Northern Europe. Okay, so these will have to be modernized at some point. Very soon. Or at the very least, given a blank refit, and that will probably require me to keep some cruisers on station. So these can be mothballed. These can be mothballed. All destroyers in the Caribbean move back to Northern Europe. Mothball those. Fire Drakes actually need a rebuild. 4 days W mortar would be really nice. I mean, these are like, yeah, these are 900 tonners, so get the advanced director, and I will increase a torpedo tube. I will mothball the Nemesis. I will mothball, or not mothball, reserve the Murray. And yeah, everything else is going to take another turn to get back. Everything else is just where it needs to be right now. Okay, cool. Alright. Colossus finished reconstruction. Placable and Formidable have an 8-inch on a lower lay light, increases aircraft ASW effectiveness, and total enemy aircraft shot down 139 by fighters, 93% by other aircraft, 4% by heavy anti-air, 2% by light anti-air, 1%. Okay, now I have enough funding to resume construction on Queen Mary. And now almost everything is home, which wasn't damaged. So the stuff which is damaged still has to head home. Can't move you yet. Mothball the old Corvettes. Move these guys into reserve. Move these guys into reserve. These into reserve. These guys all into reserve. These guys also into reserve. Alright, so I'm going to say both of you into reserve. Okay, so I'll start with all of the CVs in reserve, but I'm going to start mothballing. So Hermes and all the Courageous get mothballed. The Estrellas get mothballed. What happened? Can I fit a missile launcher on these? Like, let's say I get rid of the H mount and then add a missile launcher in the H mount. Nope. Why? Other than being overweight, that is allowed. And that would give the carrier a SAM capability, which is going to be pretty important. So I'm thinking, I do think I actually do this with the with at least Unicorn and Pegasus. I'll get rid of JK. We'll decrease the heavy anti-aircraft factor. Maybe FG. Okay, that barely fits. So the heavy anti-aircraft factor goes down, but I get a SAM. And that will be on both of those. So that will take a little bit of time, but, you know, getting a medium SAM to just be able to shoot down aircraft is very, very important. So in terms of battleships, I think I am going to mothball those. Oh, Renown's not able to return yet. Those will be mothballed. One of you is still returning. Mothball those. Mothball those. Reserve those. Mothball the Charybdis. Mothball the Peaks. Mm, mothball them. Probably mothball forward too. Okay, there we go. Fleet readiness is reduced. So what I want to be doing right now is I want to be trying to get SAMs onto, as many ships as I can. The Obedience need a rebuild. And I am strongly thinking about, going ahead with a full SAM rebuild if possible. So, add a missile launcher. I'm going to get rid of the X. How much does that cost? That costs a lot. Where do I get that much? I don't think I can. I don't think I can refit these with that. Without, like, doing a major machinery replacement. So, we'll get the Advanced Director. I'll move the increased depth charge storage and swap to the forward ASW mortar. I think the destroyers I would consider possible SAM rebuilds to are probably these, like these, and then some of the other ones. So I could get rid of the W, go to an advanced director, and only one of them. Swap those out. Get rid of J, get rid of K. Get rid of the X turret, I'll get rid of the B, or I'll get rid of the B turret. Something where, let's say I put in a V, or like a L. Yeah, it doesn't change the mass at all. It'd be an X single. I mean, this feels like damn well crippling for a destroyer, though, so I don't think I'll do that. I honestly think it is easier to refit a lot of these sorts of ships with it. So, like the New Zealands, they have 5 aircraft. You don't need 5 aircraft. Just need to figure out a way to get a little bit more weight. Like, that's enough to do it. I can literally have one torpedo on each side just to kind of, keep an eye on where everything is. Oh, I could get rid of an electro-optical director. Then we can have just triple torpedo tubes on each side. So only one scout plane. Actually, I probably want to do that on incomparable as well. So no torpedo reloads, decrease, decrease. Be an X SAM, get rid of a fire control position. And suddenly you're good. So I have all this money, which is great. Having a lot of money is great. Just gotta figure out what to do with it. So, in terms of ships which need refit, Talbot probably needs a refit. I'll be honest, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to get a SAM on this thing. I was thinking about it. If I decrease to, nah, that's work or too much work. I'd probably have to get rid of like the X turret to get a SAM on a cruiser like this. Although that might be important at this point. Um, that's a reasonable consideration, I do think. Because, yeah, X would get me 229 weight. I could reduce the torpedo broadside down. But I don't know. I think I will just go with this and give her improved 6-inch guns. I actually think it is probably a good time to design a new CL. I'm actually going to base this design on actually, let's open the design for Talbot. So, first of all, I'm going to go with diesel. So I want autoloader, electro-optical director, yes. Get rid of torpedo reloads. Would be nice to get 2 of those, but yeah, on a W, Sam, and maybe a V. Oh wait, you need torpedo defense. So get rid of V. I'll do TDS too. They go a little faster. Not really. Get a 3rd aircraft on her. Honestly, yeah, I think that's solid, and it does get me a cruiser with a SAM on it. I'd love to get 2 though, if I'll be honest. So I'm trying to think, how do I do that without um actually, I'm okay with the slight increase in size. I don't think it looks bad. So get a V. Get 2 SAMs. Capacity will be 3, so she can have good scouting options. And we'll go with 3-inch on the turrets. I thought as I go with single 6-inch guns and dual purpose. So no, let's go full TDS. So she's derived from the Brilliant class. But has more anti-aircraft. And, 2 SAMs. And does have 6-inch autoloaders. Okay, so get those designed. I assume what I want to start doing is sticking, more carriers into rebuild with SAMs. So the old carrier Hermes, I would love to do an AA replacement, but I'm not sure if it's really a smart idea. Not an AA replacement, a machinery replacement. I'm not sure if that's a smart idea or not. But it might. Yeah, I think it is going to be the only way I actually get that on her. So replace machinery. We'll go diesel. That will be expensive. It will get her up to the same aircraft capacity as her successors, though. And, you know, give her a medium SAM. Actually, let me see if I can just immediately send these Maltas in for a refit. So they get a SAM somewhere. I'll do forward. So I think I'd have to get rid of the H and I mounts. And give them, you know, more advanced directors. But there we go, that's the Maltas. Now they will be getting surface-to-air missiles. Oh my god, this is just gonna be, you know, refit the entire fleet to have surface-to-air missiles. So that enemy attacks become significantly more difficult. I will say, though, I need to design a guided missile destroyer. So the last one we were working on was these Pallades class. So I'm thinking what I do is, for a guided missile destroyer, I will go down to 4-inch main guns. I'll get rid of X, I will get rid of B. Only gonna have one torpedo tube. I do need to go to advanced director. Diesel, machinery. Put one in the X superimposed position. And rework the superstructure. So where do I get a little bit more weight from? Why does reducing a director change the amount of heavy A, or change the heavy anti-aircraft factor? I don't know. No, what I might do is, I might do this. I'm so close to making this work. There we go, I think that makes it work. Okay. Um, we can do that. Structure 2, so we'll start it back there. Bring it over to this side. we'll do a bit of a building out over there. You're back over here. Little outcrop there. I think that works. Start developing that destroyer. All these guys should be reserved too. And Hood, being our newest battleship in service, will also try to receive a SAM. Question is figuring out how to squeeze it in. That's how we squeeze it in. Actually, how much weight remaining does Inconstant have? How much do those have? A little bit better. Lions has 31. Leopard has 5. I'm gonna say Illustrious and Inflexible are actually really good candidates for receiving a missile launcher. Probably in the X position. That can be cut down. That can be cut down. Have to reduce a medium mount. These are both reduced to 1. And that does get this above what is needed. So there we go. These are those 2 more battle cruisers with SAMs. What about Redoubtable? Would Redoubtable be a good candidate? Yeah, Redoubtable's a really good candidate. I'll put it in I'll put it in W position. Because Redoubtable is like, get rid of the H and I, and we're good. Part of me which is really tempted to go for another one, but no. I think 1 SAM is good enough. So the other ships, I think I need to refit. So the 2 Venus class cruisers. Can I figure out a way to get autoloaders on these? Get rid of the torpedo reloads. I could get rid of an aircraft. Do I have to go to electro-optical directors? I could only have 1. 2's probably better for a cruiser. And I'm missing anti-aircraft, so I think it's just too much of a pain to even try to do that. I mean, the other thought is that I tried to delete a turret and get a SAM on these. Which honestly might be a good call. Because, I mean, a lot of the actions haven't, or have been these carrier battles. Much as I would want to get into, you know, a gun duel. Like, right now, I think what is important is being able to get into a carrier fight. So, hold on, hold on. That is adding way more weight than what it's saying. Anyway, so I can do this. I guess the next question is, can the Cresseys or Ariadnes take SAMs? How many planes do you have? You have air capacity of 4 and a seaplane hangar. Yeah, you have spare. You have spare capacity. Um, put a SAM there. Really. Get rid of a plane, get rid of the seaplane hangar. And get rid of a medium anti-aircraft gun. I think that'll be good enough, because I will want to be getting some of these other ships under construction. Yeah, I'll grant independence. I'm not going to take that prestige hit. We've commissioned 4 subs. Yes, you're my ally now. And these will be, you know, anti-carrier destroyers. So for now, I'm going to stick 6 of them, you know, in production. A lot of these are going to take a while to rebuild. Hermes is especially expensive due to that machinery refit. We'll say Princess Royal and Queen Mary are definitely going to have to receive SAMs as well once they commission. Emperite should be moved to reserve. You should be mothballed. Move ship back to Northern Europe. Reserve Rainbow. I'll have to take a look at some of the other cruisers in terms of what I want to do with them. Mothball those guys. Yeah, I have a good amount of money now. But, you know, I want to spend this on getting more subs into service. I'm going to build another batch of like 4 submarines. 4 destroyers to finish the reconstruction. Improved ASW tactics. Nice. Awesome. Alright. Start construction on the light cruiser Constance. So that'll be our first light cruiser with a SAM strapped to it. And this other, New Zealand got delayed. I'll go a couple more months. Oh, 7 and 8-inch autoloaders. Nice. Hey, new fighter prototypes are ready for evaluation. Better bomb load. Speed has gone up. Firepower has gone up. Maneuverability has gone up. Toughness, maneuverability has gone slightly up. So it does look like, starting with one of these top 2, actually, this is the best speed, best range, best firepower, best maneuverability, best toughness. It's the best in every category, so... Request proposals for a new aircraft. Okay, what is... I think the issues right now have still been dive bombers, so... I think the first priority right now is bomb load, the second will be range. I'm still not happy with, you know, the dive bombers I have. Move you to the reserve fleet. Another ship I had to pull back, right? I'm going to build another Constance class cruiser. I have some extra funds, and I want to get another one going. Now, I'd love to get more Mons class destroyers. I'd love to get like a full 12 of these things just to get, you know, as many medium SAMs as possible. Sure. I will sell that so that I can re-equip everything with surface-to-air missiles, because that's really what's important right now. I should probably send Juno in for some form of refit. My question is, do I have enough room in here to get anything good on her? Don't think Sam is a great Get rid of the X turret again. We're doing this. Get rid of a plane. Might decrease her to double mounts, just so I can do this. Alright, send in Minerva. Actually, I wonder if the peaks would make good rebuilds, because these are not exactly greatly useful ships right now. I think I'll still leave them as such, although I will give them the electro-optical director. I can do this. Alright, send the peaks in for their rebuild, because I think they need it. That is going to cost a lot per turn, although, you know, we get Melampus out this turn. Increase medium anti-aircraft effectiveness, that is good. So that gives me my first cruiser with a medium SAM on it. Or first ship with a medium SAM commission, although, you know, I'm going to get a lot of ships with medium SAMs on them. Those will have to receive a rebuild at some point, but I think that'll be next episode. So thank you everyone for watching. This has been me, Noname77 Spore, with Rule the Waves 2. Links to my Discord, Twitch, and Twitter are down below if you're interested in any of those things, as well as semi-official Rule the Waves Discord. And remember, 3's coming out soon. So, bye.